Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. Inshallah, you all are doing well. Today is the 30th of the holy month of Ramadan. Based on what marja you follow, most are saying today is the 30th. So like we've been saying, the things that you have learned for this month, that you have learned this year, inshallah, continue doing them every single day, even until next year. It is stated in the Holy Quran, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, وَلِلَّهِ الْعِزَّةِ وَلِرُسُولِهِ وَلِلْمُؤْمِنِينَ. My brothers and sisters, something that is said a lot today, that a lot of people say about Islam is a very forceful religion. Islam is a religion in which they tell their people worship their God for 24 hours in a day. They're very forceful, especially for the children that are 13, 14 years old. They tell them to do this, to do that, and they don't even ask them if they like to do this thing, my brothers and sisters. This is an image that is portrayed today on the news, social media. My brothers and sisters, this is not the correct image of Islam. Like we said, we've been saying this since the first day. When you want to do something, ما تعمل شيء بالقوة، ما تقول لحد نخليه يعمل بالقوة. Do not force anybody to do anything. And I'm going to prove that. There's a lot of stories on the Holy Prophet Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
There's a story on the Holy Prophet Muhammad, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad, that one time there was 3 people and they said, we want to be like the Holy Prophet. We want to do actions like the Holy Prophet. So what did they do? They said, we want to be like the Holy Prophet. Like I said, there was 3 people. One of them said, I'm going to fast every single day of the year. The other one said, واحد منهم قال بدي صوم السنة كلها. التاني قال بدي دل بالمسجد وبدي صلي. التالت قال بدي روح قاعد بغار. I'm going to go sit in a cave. وبدي صلي بدي اقرا دعاء. I want to do this, I want to do that. The first one said, I want to pray, I want to fast all 365 days of the year. The second one said, I'm going to go sit in the masjid, I'm going to go sit in the mosque and pray and read Quran, ibadah. The third one said, I'm going to go sit in a cave and I'm going to pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When Rasulullah Muhammad heard about this, he called these 3 people over, he spoke to them, and they said, we want to be just like you, Ya Rasulullah. We want to be just like you. Rasulullah looked at them, he said, this is not how I act. These are not the actions that I do. Of course Rasulullah prays, of course Rasulullah fasts, of course Rasulullah reads Quran, my brothers and sisters. But them, قالوا واحد منهم مثل ما قال بده يصوم السنة كلها. التاني قال بدي روح قاعد بالمسجد وبدي صلي 24 ساعة. He will not get any sleep. Day and night I want to sleep. التالت قال بدي روح قاعد بغار وبدي صلي وبدي أعبد الله. So Rasulullah called these 3 people over. They said, we want to be just like you, Ya Rasulullah. When Rasulullah heard this, he said, what do you mean you want to be like me? These are not the actions that I'm doing in my daily life. Of course, we know, like we said, Rasulullah did all these actions. Rasulullah did the wajib actions. Rasulullah did the mustahab actions, but not to this extent. Rasulullah never told the people, pray 24 hours. Rasulullah never told the people, ibadah 24 hours. Rasulullah never said this. Rasulullah himself never did this. Why would he be telling people, why would he be encouraging people to do this if he himself does not do this? And this is for somebody that tells you Islam is such a forceful religion. Islam is a religion that forces people to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala even if they don't want to. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, like we have been saying, and we've been saying it since the first day, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given you free will. If you wanna worship him, you can worship him. If you don't want to, it's up to you. At the end of the day, the choice is yours to make. But 100% something that was not told by the Holy Prophet, something that the Holy Prophet did not say. The Holy Prophet never encouraged one to worship 24 hours. There's also another story. That one time there was a woman, she came up to the Holy Prophet and told him, Ya Rasulullah, my husband hasn't spoke to me in so long. He says, what do you mean he hasn't spoke to you in so long? She says, he's دائما 24 ساعة عم بيصلي عم بيقرأ Quran. He's always praying to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He's always trying to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala at every point of the day. 24 hours he's doing that. Rasulullah said, okay, let me speak to him. When the Holy Prophet spoke to him, he told him, no, this can't be how you live your life. This can't be how you live your life on a daily, to the point where you're not speaking to anybody, to the point where you're not doing anything except ibadah. Rasulullah told him, no, you cannot live like this. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has not asked us of this. And we know this. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has not asked us to worship him 24 hours. Because if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has asked us to worship him 24 hours, we won't have a free will. We won't do as we please. We won't be able to live our life. Because our life would be like a simulation, like we've been saying. We do as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, to the point where we can't even do what we want. And of course, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's word is the best word. That's why we're following what it says in the Holy Quran. And the Holy Quran, it does not say pray for 24 hours. It does not say worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for 24 hours. So we're not going to do that. The only thing you can always be certain of is what is stated in the Holy Quran. If something this huge, where the entire day you're praying, the entire day you're reading Quran, it would be mentioned in the Quran, my brothers and sisters. It would be mentioned in the Quran. It would be made very, very clear. It would be considered a wajib act at that point, my brothers and sisters. So like we said, the Holy Prophet Muhammad, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Did not promote any of this actions, did not promote us to pray 24 hours. There's also another story about Imam al-Hasan wa Imam Hussein alayhi salam. They state it was the day of Arafah. They went into the khaymat of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. فاتوا على خيمة إمام حسين عليه السلام. وقت فاتوا شافوا إمام حسين عم بيصلي وكان صايم. He was fasting that day. When they went into the camp of Imam Hussein, he was fasting. He was praying. He had the companions by his side. He was praying. وقت فاتوا على خيمة إمام حسن عليه السلام شافوا إنه في طاولة كبيرة وفي أكل عليها. When they went into the camp of Imam Hassan عليه السلام, what did they see? They saw a huge table like they were having a feast. So a man, he then goes back into the camp of Imam Hussein عليه السلام to make sure he didn't miss something, to make sure that Imam Hussein is fasting. He went and made sure Imam Hussein is fasting. He then goes into the camp of Imam Hassan alayhi salam, into the tent of Imam Hassan. He looks like puzzled, like confused. Like one of you guys is fasting and one of you guys is not fasting. One of you guys is in ibadah and one of you guys is not in ibadah at this point. Why is that? He was confused. This is why the Holy Prophet Muhammad يقول Al-Hasan wal-Hussein imaman. They're two different people. They're two different leaders. And they were just showing that if there's no really specific time for one to be in ibadah, unless they're praying a wajib and they're praying on time, there's no specific time for one to be in ibadah. And keep in mind, Imam Hassan alayhi salam was giving out food. He was a very nice person, we know. They say Imam Hassan alayhi salam, Kareem Ahl al-Bayt. He's the nicest of the Ahl al-Bayt, my brothers and sisters. They state Imam Hassan alayhi salam on that day was giving out food, while Imam Hussein alayhi salam was praying and reading Quran and worship. So this just shows that there's no way that 24 hours there's ibadah. Because if there's 24 hours ibadah, they would both be praying. Everybody would be doing the same actions in daily life. So pretty much you look at your brother, you look at somebody else, that person could be your brother. They're acting the same exact way. So in other words, you wouldn't have anybody you could be related to. You would be related to, but you can just pick somebody else up and say, oh, this person is just like my brothers. We're all committing the same actions. So that's why this 24 hours ibadah system does not work, my brothers and sisters. And for anybody that says it, give them these two examples. That the Holy Prophet personally, the Holy Prophet would go and speak to people and tell them, no, this is not the way. Amir al-Mu'minin Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam as well would speak to people. Al-Hasan wal-Hussein, like we said on the day of Arafat, they had two tents and they each were doing different things. This is simple, and this is a way to confirm that there is no specific time for ibadah unless, of course, you're committing most wajib acts. And there is no way that ibadah could be held for 24 hours. My brothers and sisters, this pretty much just shows that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not forceful. Islam is not a forceful religion. Like we've been saying, if you want to abide by the rules of Islam, if you want to abide by the religion of Islam and the laws and the rules, you can. If you don't, it's up to you. You see, at the time of Imam al-Hasan alayhi salam, let's go back to Imam al-Hasan alayhi salam. What happened? Why did Imam al-Hasan make a treaty? ليش إمام الحسن عليه السلام عمل صلح مع معاوية? Why did he make a treaty مع معاوية? Does anybody know? He made a treaty with Muawiyah because people were beginning to abandon him. Some sources state Muawiyah was killing off the Shia. Some sources state people were abandoning him. Some sources state both were happening. Imam al-Hasan only had one choice at that time, and that was to make a treaty. Most people were going to the side of Muawiyah, even though they knew the haqq was with Imam Hassan alayhi salam. They knew the haqq was with Imam Hassan, but they went with Muawiyah. Why? Because Muawiyah was bribing them. Some people say, oh, Imam Hassan alayhi salam used to show off his money. Imam Hassan alayhi salam used to do this. Imam Hassan alayhi salam was not a humble man. My brothers and sisters, Imam Hassan didn't used to show off his money. Imam Hassan used to show people that in this dunya you can have your deen and you can have money. Muawiyah used to have as much money as you could possibly think of, but he never had his deen. He never was a religious man. He always forgot his deen. What do they say about Muawiyah and Yazid? Sharibun min al-khamir qatil nafs al-muhtarama. This is how they describe Muawiyah and Yazid. Imam Hassan alayhi salam, on the other hand, how do they describe him? An infallible, a ma'asum, one who does not sin. Imam Hassan alayhi salam ribh bil dunya wa ribh bil akhirah. They state Imam Hassan was a very wealthy man in the dunya, a very religious man in the dunya, and in the akhirah, Al-Hasan wal-Hussein Sayyidain Shabab Ahl al-Jannah. That's all you gotta say. That's how they were in the akhirah. So for those that say, oh, Imam al-Hasan gave up to Yazid, to Muawiyah, that's why he made the treaty, he was scared of Muawiyah. No. He made the treaty for Islam. He made the treaty because Islam possibly would have been lost if he didn't make the treaty. He also proved a lot of points at that time. To be the better person, you don't have to be the Khalifa. Everybody knew Imam Hassan was the better person. The only thing that was blocking them was money. Muawiyah was bribing people. Like we said, Muawiyah had as much money as you could possibly want. He could bribe anybody he possibly wanted. For goodness, he bribed the wife of Imam Hassan alayhi salam. He bribed the wife of Imam Hassan alayhi salam to go and kill Imam Hassan. So this just shows you how much people were brainwashed at that time. How much people only cared about money. How much people did not really believe in the message of Islam. Because this is said today. People believe this today. If you want to be a religious man, if you want to be a good person, you might not have a good life. You might not have the best life you could possibly have. Why? Because you're going to be too busy in worship. You're going to be too busy praying. You're going to be too busy doing this. You're going to be too busy doing that. What do they say? You know what? I don't even want to have a religion. I don't want to have any religious laws that I got to follow. I'm going to live my own life. That was said in the time of Imam Hassan alayhi salam. That is why Imam Hassan, sometimes they used to say he used to show his money. I don't mean going into the public and showing people his money. They used to say he lived in luxury. And I'm saying that very loosely. Luxury today, you guys know what luxury looks like today. I'm saying Imam Hassan used to live in luxury in a very, very loose way. Not, oh, he used to go out into the public and used to show off his money to the people. He did this to show people that you can be a good person and you can still live a good life. You can be one who remembers his deen and you can be a wealthy person. Because people at that time, when they saw Amir al-Mu'mineen Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam, what did we used to say? وأمير المؤمنين كان الخليفة كان في يومات هو ما كان يأكل والفقراء كان يأكل. What did people take from this? People took, if you want to be a mu'min, if you want to be a good person, you can't be rich. So Imam al-Hasan, he said they can think what they want, but the way I'm living my life, I'm an infallible, I'm a ma'asum, and I'm still wealthy in the dunya. So this is why Imam Hassan was showing his money, if you want to say. And like I said, I'm saying this word very, very loosely, my brothers and sisters. Don't nobody say, oh, I thought it's not good to show your money. I thought it's not good to show your money to the poor. I'm saying this very, very loosely. And we know what type of person the Imam were. Imam al-Hasan, Imam Hussein, their father, Amir al-Mu'mineen, what type of people they were. They always used to donate food to the poor. They always used to give food to the poor. Like I just said, when Amir al-Mu'mineen was the Khalifa, he used to eat some days, he used to not eat some days. If you can tell me a day in which Muawiyah never ate, a day in which the Abbasid Khalifas never ate, I want to know that day. I guarantee you every time they ate, they had a huge feast waiting for them. The Imma, on the other hand, were humble. When things needed to be done, when things needed to be shown, they showed it. If it was not absolutely necessary, they would have never showed it. If there was another way, if there was an alternative, they would have done that. They would have done that. But no, they knew that this was the best, the most effective, and the quickest way. So they went through with it. As we know, Imam al-Hasan did not rule for a very long time. Only 6 months, according to most sources. Before Muawiyah, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala curse him, we know what he did. Some sources say he began to kill the Shia. He began to bring the Shia to his side with money. Some sources state both. So my brothers and sisters, don't think that you gotta forget your deen in order to become rich. Don't think that, oh, my deen, my religion is a toll upon me and it's gonna make my life less enjoyable. On the other hand, deen will make your life more enjoyable. Deen will make your life more enjoyable. In this dunya, you won't be scared. You won't say, oh, I'm only gonna live 60 years, but when I go to the afterlife, when I go to the akhirah, I'm not gonna get rewarded. Live life without fear. Of course, other than from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Other than that, you should not be fearing. Nobody should be fearing hell. Nobody should be fearing death. Everybody should be waiting for death. That's, of course, if you're a mu'min, you should not be scared of death. Because you're living here in paradise, it's millions times better. Billions times better. There's no reason. You should be awaiting death, is what I'm trying to say. And like we've been saying, you're not supposed to be running at death. You're not supposed to be getting yourself killed. When the time comes, the time comes. But when the time comes, I'm not going to be scared. I'm not going to be, oh, I'm scared of death. No, we're going to be ready for death. And like we've been saying, in the akhirah, when we look back, ما بدنا نقول لحالنا يا ريت عملت هيك يا ريت عملت هيك يا ريت عملت هيك. This is why we're saying use your time wisely. So when the time comes, you don't say, I wish I did this, I wish I did this, I wish I did this. You go to the akhirah with your deeds, and you go to the akhirah knowing, عملت قد ما فيني. I did the most I possibly could have done, and I don't regret 1 minute of my life. I don't regret 1 minute of my life, and whatever happens, I know this is the best I could possibly do. They say some people in heaven, في الجنة بيبلشوا بكى. Why do they cry in Jannah? You're in paradise, why are you crying? بيقولوا بيبكوا لأن كان فيهم يعملوا أحسن. They could do better, so they begin to cry. نحن ما بدنا نكون من دم هود العالم. اعملوا قد ما فيكم في هذه الدنيا. Do as much as you possibly can. So even when you're in heaven, you're not regretting your life. You're not saying, I wish I did more. Because let's say there's 7 levels of heaven, you're on level 3. If you yourself know that you did the most you possibly can, you're going to be happy with yourself. If you know you could have been higher, you're going to get sad. You're going to be crying. You're going to be mad. So my brothers and sisters, this is exactly why we say, do the most you possibly can in the holy month of Ramadan. These deeds that you're committing in this holy month are the most that are going to benefit you. The most that are going to help you. Reading one ayah of the Holy Quran is as if you're reading the entire Quran, my brothers and sisters. Use your time wisely in this holy month. I know that this holy month is ending today. For most, it will be ending today. So as much as you possibly can pray, as much as you possibly can read Quran, as much as you possibly can read dua, my brothers and sisters. لازم ننطر السنة الجاية to get this reward again, to get these deeds multiplied like this again. We have to wait until next year. So do as much as you possibly can till the last minute. Till the last minute, do as much as you possibly can so you don't have any regrets. آخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين, my brothers and sisters, in this holy month. The things that I'm saying right now, use them for the coming holy month of Ramadan. Use your time as wisely as you possibly can. The acts you were doing in this month, خلينا نفترض بهذه الشهر بلشت تصلي صلاة الليل. ما توقف صلاة الليل. Do not stop صلاة الليل. Continue praying صلاة الليل. Continue doing these mustahab acts you were doing. Get used to the fact that I'm not only praying in the holy month of Ramadan. I'm not only doing mustahab acts in the holy month of Ramadan. Get used to doing these acts every single day. Get used to doing these acts as often as you possibly can. Not only I do them when they're multiplied by thousands. Of course, for those that want to do it, I highly encourage you to do these acts in the holy month of Ramadan, but I encourage you even more to do them outside of the holy month of Ramadan. نقرأ آية الكريمة 10 مرات. أمن
يجيب
المضطر إذا دعا ويكشف السوء. أمن يجيب المضطر إذا دعا ويكشف السوء. أمن يجيب
المضطر إذا دعا ويكشف السوء.
أمن يجيب المضطر إذا دعا ويكشف السوء. أمن يجيب المضطر إذا دعا ويكشف السوء. أمن يجيب
المضطر إذا دعا ويكشف السوء.
أمن يجيب المضطر إذا دعا ويكشف السوء. أمن يجيب المضطر إذا دعا ويكشف السوء. أمن يجيب
المضطر إذا دعا ويكشف السوء.
أمن يجيب المضطر إذا دعا ويكشف السوء. يا الله 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 يا الله. نسأل الله سبحانه وتعالى أن يبعد عنا هذا البلاء، يبعد عنا هذا الوباء. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to cure us of this virus, like we've been saying every single day, my brothers and sisters. This could quite possibly be a test from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and just like every test, my brothers and sisters, we want to pass this test. During this time especially, we should not be distancing ourselves from religion. We should be getting closer to religion. And like we said, even though this virus is very contagious, even though this virus is very dangerous, we should not be scared of it. We should not be scared of death. Of course, like we've been saying, it's not to the point where you're just running outside and saying, oh, give me the virus. Of course, you still want to take the precautions necessary, but not to the point where you're so scared to the point where you're just sitting at home. نتوجه إلى القبلة نقرأ دعاء الحجة. اللهم كن لوليك الحجة ابن الحسن صلواتك عليه وعلى آبائه في هذه الساعة وفي كل ساعة وليا وحافظا وقائدا وناصرا ودليلا معينا حتى تسكنه أرضك طوعا وتمتعه فيها طويلا برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. وصلى اللهم على محمد وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم.
I also want to say كل عام وأنتم بخير, my brothers and sisters. 90% their Eid is going to be tomorrow, my brothers and sisters. Some are saying it might be Monday. Based on what marja you follow, either your Eid is going to be tomorrow or it's going to be Monday. For those that it is Sunday, which is tomorrow, كل عام وأنتم بخير. للي بدهم يعيدوا التنين, also كل عام وأنتم بخير, my brothers and sisters. Hopefully the lessons you have learned in this holy month, you do them every single day and you carry them into the next month. مثل ما بنقول دائما وأنت بتدعو لكل خلق الله. Like we say every single time, when you're praying, you pray for all the creators of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, not only for your friends, not only for your family, not only for the Muslimin, for everybody. It does not matter what color, it does not matter what religion. We pray for everybody, my brothers and sisters. And like we said, for the coming holy month of Ramadan, get your rituals mastered a week or two before. So when you go into the holy month of Ramadan, on the first day, you're already maximizing that benefit. You're already getting used to the fact that this is like my daily life. This is my daily life. Before the holy month of Ramadan, I was already doing these actions. During the holy month of Ramadan, I'm going to continue doing these actions. آخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. رحم الله من قرأ سورة الفاتحة مسبوقة بالصلاة على محمد وآل محمد.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
ربنا الله.
يعني مبدئيا الإذاعة بكرة يا أما الجمعة الجاية